I'm Ted Keys, your host and top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. Welcome to this edition of your Freight Sales Success Training. After watching and applying it, you'll move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly, and make more money financially. And if you have any questions, call me, Ted Keys, at 626-309-9141. Today's topic comes from the front lines of my 30-plus years of business, sales, and freight moving success. Now enjoy watching, learning, and applying. Hello and welcome to my Tuesday conference call, everybody. Ted Keys, your host and top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. This is a free, high-powered meeting I hold live every Tuesday for top-producing, new, and struggling freight agents at 2 p.m. Pacific Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. On the call today, I will show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call, go to my website, tedkeysonline.com, to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to truly explode your freight business today. When you arrive at my Freight Sales Success Store, you will see a host of products that are available. First one you'll see there is my Freight Sales Success Guide for beginner and struggling freight agents. I do, however, provide this for when you join our top producing freight sales office. Another product you'll see there is my Freight Sales Success Quotes. These quotes provide you with daily motivation to do what's important, to get on the phone and connect and build relationships with the marketplace. Third product you'll see there is my Freight Sales Success Training. This is a 17-video course that'll take you literally from knowing little or nothing about freight to moving your first freight load and beyond. You'll also see there for sale again is my Freight Sales Success Skills. This product provides those intricate little skills that are required to handle different situations that you come in contact with. However, my Freight Sales Success Skills, along with my other products, are available today for purchase in my Freight Sales Success Store. And while you're there at my store taking in all this free information, on any page on my website you happen to be on, just over to the right, go over to the right and enter your contact details. By doing that, you'll receive your email invite to this and every call. Not only that, you'll receive the attachments that I provide on each and every call. And also, just as a freebie for opting in, you'll receive my free report. Again, it's just a free report. 11 ways freight agents will increase their income. Go through this as a beginning, struggling freight agent. This report will assist you in increasing your income. And just so you know, that report there has been downloaded thousands of times before. And if you have any questions whatsoever about what I went over today, or more importantly, more specifically, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Then give me, Ted Keys, a call. I'm at 626-309-9141. Today's training topic is a good one: top reasons freight sales agents fail. These are the top reasons. I'm going to give you 7 of them why freight sales agents fail. Typically, I go over topics that will increase your sales. This is about why you will fail if you continue to follow these 7 points that I go over. So again, for those of you that are on my contact list, just scroll down to any one of those email invites that I gave you, and we're going to go over those 7 attachments provided down at the bottom. Again, looking over that first one, that first attachment, top reasons freight sales agents fail. So just go ahead and open that up, and let's talk about why freight sales agents fail. And I will say this: far more freight sales agents fail than ever succeed. Why is that? The main reason is because they don't do what's required to become successful in this profession. I'm going to go over the 7 main reasons why freight sales agents fail. Not only fail, but also why they quit. It goes both ways. They fail, then they quit. They quit, which leads to failure. But let's go ahead and open up that first attachment. And again, I'm going to go over the top reasons why freight sales agents fail. So, while there are many reasons for failing to connect with freight prospects and to get their freight moving, guys, I'm identifying, all right, what I consider to be the top 7 reasons why freight sales agents are not successful in our profession of brokering and moving prospects and their customers' freight. The first reason why freight sales agents fail is because freight sales agents don't ask for the loads that are moving. They just, plain out simple, they don't ask for their prospects' loads that are actually moving. What do I mean by that? Well, this is the single biggest reason for not moving your prospects' freight. Unfortunately, I mean, because they just don't ask for it. It's just basic and simple, all right? They never tried, never attempted. And if the freight sales agent doesn't ask for the prospect's loads that are moving, he or she is not going to move them. So what's the end result here? You have to ask for the loads that are moving. Not only that, but you have to ask for them repeatedly. All right, even when they are moving, you have to keep asking for the loads that are moving. If you don't swing the bat, you have no chance to hit the ball. Plain and simple. Conversely, if you don't even attempt to ask, on the flip side, then you won't move your prospect's freight. I mean, as I just said, plain and simple, it's action, reaction. Ask and you'll receive, swing and you'll hit the ball. I mean, that's the correlation here that I'm talking about. It's better to get a no, okay, because you asked, than no response because you didn't ask at all. You got to push yourself. I mean, again, plain and simple. Ask for the loads that are moving. Be willing to fail. Be willing to be given a no. Hey, I don't have anything yet. And here's the thing. You'll be told that time and time again when you're just starting to build that relationship. That's one of the 10 greatest objections that you'll hear, and that is, hey, everything's slow right now. But either way, you got to push yourself. Ask for the loads that are moving. Be willing to fail. Be willing to get the no, okay? Expect it early on, and you'll be shocked. Again, you're going to be shocked at the number of freight prospects that will respond because you keep asking them for their freight loads. You got to keep asking, plain and simple. If you don't ask, you're not going to receive. So the first reason is that freight agents don't ask for the loads that are actually moving. That's the first reason. Second reason why freight sales agents fail is because freight agents don't deal with their emotions. This is typical in sales. Not only typical in sales, but typical in freight sales. One moment. We as freight sales agents, we don't deal with our emotions. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, most freight sales agents are just unwilling to deal with the emotional discomfort that takes place between the no that they initially get and the yes, and unfortunately seek to avoid this emotional exchange at all costs. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when it comes to freight negotiations and money, okay, getting down to the nitty-gritty, when it comes to freight negotiations and money, freight sales agents do get emotional, and most of it is only an emotional response having nothing to do with you or your prospect. You have to be trained to make nothing of it, okay? When you get these emotions that are running through because you're attempting to get in there and build a relationship, sooner or later, you've got to make nothing of it. Acknowledge your prospect and avoid getting emotional yourself. Acknowledge whatever reaction they have, all right, or whatever they may be experiencing, but do not respond with more emotion. So the second reason why freight sales agents fail is because they don't deal with their emotions. That's reason number 2. Third reason why freight sales agents fail is because freight sales agents lack the belief in their freight service. Whether they're a broker themselves, whether they're an agent representing a broker, freight sales agents, they lack the belief in their freight service. Now, is that because their freight service is bad or unacceptable? Could be, couldn't be. Hey, a lot of this is just how we feel, and a lot of times how we feel is not reality. So let me just talk about this a little bit. Freight sales agents that sell every day, they tend to lose that passion to make sure their prospects say yes to what they have to offer because they lack the belief in their freight service of the company that they represent. Again, so what do I mean by that? Well, you must be sold yourself, or your freight prospect will sell you on not working with you. I mean, it goes both ways. If you don't sell them on why they should work with you, they're going to sell you on why they won't work with you. Again, you have to sell them on why they should work with you. If you don't do that, they're going to sell you on why they won't work with you, if that makes sense, okay? This passion and belief, okay, it's got to be rehabilitated from time to time. You've got to, over time, you've got to let them know, provided you're still working with them, that they should continue, all right? That they should continue still working with them. And here are the reasons, okay? But always remember, make it about them. In every selling exchange that takes place, they who are most convinced, again, you have to do some convincing here, they that are the most passionate and I take it back. They who are the most convinced, the most passionate, and most sold will do the most selling. If you're not sold on your company, if you're not sold on your freight sales company or your freight sales training, whoever you're getting that from, and the freight service it provides, you won't move anyone's freight, period. So the third reason why freight sales agents fail is because they lack the belief in the freight service that they represent, the freight service that they have, the freight broker or the freight office that they represent. Fourth reason why freight sales agents fail is freight sales agents, they underestimate the amount of time, they underestimate the amount of effort that's required to be a successful freight sales agent, okay? Let me say that again. Freight agents, they underestimate the amount of effort required to become successful in this profession, all right? What do I mean by that? Well, the inability to know how much strategy and effort it takes to attain success in this profession is unfortunately a major downfall for most freight sales agents. I mean, that's just how it works. Most individuals that come into this, whether they be drivers, whoever they are, they're told by somebody else that, he's probably even not in the profession. They're told, boy, you can make so much money being a freight agent. And they come in with this attitude that, hey, they're just going to sign up and in come the loads. What do I mean by that? They underestimate, or they're not told, all right? They're not told the amount of effort that it takes to become successful in the profession. The result is a freight agent who's not prepared emotionally, all right? Again, they just heard this on a whim, or they heard this from, a third party that's not even related to the profession. But the result is a freight agent who's not prepared emotionally, physically, or technically to generate the correct amount of effort required to accomplish that mission, which the mission is to obviously become successful. And unfortunately, I say this all the time, unfortunately, my failure rate is 90%. Now, it's not to scare you away, but it's to let you know it's 90% because those that join us won't do what's required to become successful. That's why the failure rate is high. And this is typical in any sales profession or sales office. It's high because those that attempt it, they underestimate the amount of effort that's required, and they won't do what's required to become successful. So here's my question to you. Have you allotted the time, okay? Have you allotted the effort, the insistence, the enthusiasm, and staying power to take your prospect from a no to a yes? Have you thought about it? And have you actually allotted it? That's why you never stop at one lead. You continue to gain more and more prospects on your contact list, because not all of them are the same. Some of them will take a while before they give you the opportunity. Some, hey, I've got this load, give me a rate. I mean, it all depends on what business that they're in, but everybody's different. That's why you don't stop in building your contact list. This correct estimation, okay, of effort allows you to correctly assess, all right, and then prepare for these situations, because you will go through them. You're going to go through these situations where, gee, what do I have to do to get this guy moving? That's why you keep building your contact list, all right? And that takes effort. Not only effort, but a lot of effort. The more effort you put in, it all goes together with the amount of reward that you'll get out of it. So, here's your solution. Here's your solution to this challenge. Train for the most difficult selling situation. Train for the most difficult. Don't go in there thinking that they're all going to be easy. Train thinking that they're all going to be challenging, and hope for the easiest instead of the other way around. Go into every situation like this is going to be challenging, because when you do, you're going to prepare for that challenging situation. Then you're going to find out really how easy it is. So the fourth reason why freight sales agents fail is that they underestimate the amount of effort required to be successful. Let's go to reason number 5. Fifth reason why freight sales agents fail is they have no financial plan. They just absolutely no financial plan. Not only no financial plan, but no plan in general. They just come in thinking, I'm going to set this industry on fire. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to buy a big house, and then I'm going to retire. Well, most of them have no financial plan. That basically is their financial plan. When you have to have a concrete plan on how you're going to set a goal and get from here to there. Most freight sales agents, they operate without any valid financial plans, as I said earlier. Therefore, they lack the proper motivation, and they underestimate the importance of every load that gets them closer to that financial plan. Well, here's what you have to do. You must get a proper financial plan in place to have the proper drive to get the job done to accomplish that financial plan, all right? I have a financial plan in place that causes me to push harder than the others around me, harder than what they are willing to push. I go into every covered load that I cover, knowing that this deal will contribute to the Ted and Maria Keys financial freedom plan. Way too many freight sales agents go to their desk every day. They just walk from their bedroom to their kitchen to their office every day, and they do so for the next 40 years to later discover that they are short on money and long on years. So, what do? Well, you get a financial plan. Not only that, but you get a financial plan started today. Make sure it will do more than just pay your bills, all right? Then create financial freedom for you and your whole household. You'll move more loads, and you'll stop underestimating the amount of effort, energy, and enthusiasm it takes to actually move your freight loads. So here's the bottom line again, all right? Here's the solution. If you underestimate what it takes to create real financial freedom, then it only makes sense that you'll underestimate what it takes to move your freight loads. The two go hand in hand. If you have no plan, okay, you're going to have no plan to move your freight loads. That's the relationship here. So the fifth reason why freight sales agents fail is because they lack a financial plan. They have no financial plan whatsoever. Because they have no financial plan, they don't have a plan for success. The sixth reason, all right, why freight sales agents fail is because they handle complaints as if they're objections. Let me say that again. Freight agents, they handle complaints as if those complaints are objections. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Most freight sales agents have been taught to handle objections that aren't objections at all. You know, if you get any negativity, you think that that's an objection. A lot of times it's just a complaint. Well, just simple complaints, simple complaints that prospects have automatically made throughout their life. Unfortunately, a lot of times we get these objections and they aren't objections at all. They're just complaints. And why are they complaints? Because that's what your shipping decision maker has been given all their life. You really have to listen to what they're saying to you in order to respond appropriately to what they're saying. Again, is it a complaint or is it an objection? I mean, a complaint could be as simple as the shipping decision maker tells you that the weather is always bad in West Virginia, okay? Well, if you take that as an objection, all right, and not as a complaint, you're going to realize that he's just complaining to you. He's just giving you a simple complaint, all right? Whereas if you think that is an objection, you have to come up with a reason for you to go around that objection and actually get in and move us straight. What in reality, all you have to do is listen to what he's saying and realize, well, that's just a complaint that he's telling me. When you treat a complaint like an objection, all right, you validate it and turn it into something that it isn't. So if he tells you, hey, the weather's bad in West Virginia, you may not want to deal with me, all you do is say, okay, all right, just give me the opportunity. All right, what load are you moving? What lane can I give you? What lane can I give you a rate on? I mean, you realize that it's a complaint, and then you just simply ask, hey, give me your lanes. I'll tell you what rates I've got for you. The more you validate it and handle it, the more real, the more solid, and more significant this complaint becomes. The first thing I do want to hear what happens to be an objection is to treat it like a complaint until it's further validated as a real objection. If it's a legitimate objection, okay, you'll know soon enough, because when you attempt to handle it as only a complaint, your prospect will make it clear that it's much, much more than that. So the sixth reason that freight sales agents fail is they handle complaints as if they're objections. Let me go on to reason number 7 why freight sales agents fail, and that is freight sales agents have a shortage or lack of sales materials. They just are not given the proper training when they go into a freight sales office. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, this is what I typically hear when freight sales agents come to me and they say, boy, the last company that I was with, they didn't teach me anything. Well, that's because typically when you go into a standard freight broker office, you're given a computer, you're given a phone, you're given a phone book, and you're told to start calling. That is a lack of materials. Not only a lack of materials, but a lack of training in general to become successful in this profession. Great freight sales agents are rare, okay? They're just rare, all right? None are born successful right out of the gate. All are developed through study and practice. Great agents have deep arsenals of closing material completely memorized, all right, rehearsed. It becomes natural to them and they deliver it in a manner that fits their personality. And this doesn't happen right away. This is collected over time. They completely and absolutely understand how and when to use their tools, all right, and they're able to wield them with ease. If you're searching, all right, if you're searching for great sales agent materials to add to your arsenal, well, what do? Visit my website. As I keep telling you, visit my website, tedkeysonline.com. Hear my podcasts, read my blog posts, watch my videos. Once you do that, you will virtually explode your business. But you got to go there. If you're looking for materials to build up your business and you have no desire to join our office, just go to my website. Believe me, all the materials that you want to find will be there. So take the time, in closing, guys, take the time to check off these 7 stumbling blocks that you may be, that you may be witnessing right now, that's keeping you from moving more freight. Keep them at your desk and refer to them after you miss a load to see which one you may be guilty of committing. You'll be so surprised when you realize that this is what you're doing, you correct it, and that takes you off on a totally different successful path. So again, as I said earlier, these are the top reasons why freight sales agents fail. Let's move on to our motivation part of my call here. And let's go to my freight sales success quotes. So go ahead and open up that second attachment. And we're going to go over this motivation. It's basically my Remember series. That attachment number 2, if you just open it up, you'll see that it reads, and again, this is for you to put into action. Remember when you're doing these things that you have this motivation in front of you. So attachment number 2 reads, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers. Simple. Are you action or are you BTNA? BTNA, an acronym for big talk, no action. Because unfortunately, when a lot of folks come to me, they're big talk, no action. And unfortunately, they become no action at all. That's why the failure rate is as high as it is in this profession. Now, am I attempting to scare you? Well, take it how you want. This is the absolute truth. Failure rate is high because people talk, okay? Very little of society, a small percentage of society, actually takes action on their goals, on their plans, okay? My question to you is, which are you, okay? Are you action or are you BTNA, big talk, no action? Because if you're action, you won't be witnessing these reasons why you're failing, okay? If you're just action, you're gonna fail, plain and simple. Which one are you? Are you action or are you BTNA? Big talk, no action. Only you can decide that. Let's move on to attachment number 2 there, guys. Attachment number 2 reads of my freight sales success quotes here to truly motivate you. Remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, and just so you know, all of these go hand in hand with my topic today. Remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, failure actually only occurs when you decide to quit, okay? It only occurs when you decide to quit. So think of your life. Think of how many times you failed, all right? And after you failed, you kept moving on. Well, here's a correlation between fail and quit. Quit is basically stopping. Stopping because you've failed so many times. Now, failing is not quitting, all right? Quitting is when you just say, I give up, all right? This is not about quitting, it's about failing. So when you see that you failed, hey, correct it and be on your way. But failure actually only occurs when you decide to quit. So which one are you going to go with? Are you going to fail and keep moving forward? Are you going to quit and just stop altogether? Again, the choice is yours. Remember that when you're calling your prospects and customers. Let's move on to attachment number 4 there, guys, at the bottom of your email invite today, of which you have opted in and you're on my list. Remember when you're calling your prospects and customers. Here's such a great example. Thomas Edison, again, remember when you're calling that Thomas Edison failed 6,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb. Now, there is a true example of failure. Thomas Edison failed 6,000 times while he was attempting to invent the light bulb. If he can fail 6,000 times, you certainly can fail a few times in building a contact list and connecting and collaborating with the marketplace. I mean, just flip on a light switch and realize, thank God Thomas Edison failed as many times as he did, because he did, I now have the advantage of taking in this electricity and taking advantage of it. So again, remember when you're calling your prospects and customers, and we're talking about failure, guys, Thomas Edison failed 6,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb. If he failed 6,000 times, you certainly can fail 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, a short amount of times before you actually see success in this profession. And in reality, it is a small amount of failures that you have to go through before you actually get through and connect and build relationships with your prospects that will eventually become customers. Just remember that Thomas Edison failed 6,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb. If he can do that, you certainly can fail a couple of times on your way to becoming a successful freight sales agent. Let's move on to that fifth attachment at the bottom of your email invite there. Just go ahead and click it open. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, it's always too soon to quit. It's always, as you can see, always too soon to quit. As I said earlier, most do not make it in this profession. 90%, high failure rate, they quit before it's their time. Which goes back to what I say here. It's always too soon to quit. Put in the time, put in the effort, and over time you'll see that, hey, I am going to become successful at this. But if you take the attitude of our society and culture today, you're just going to fall in line and give up when that first failure comes along, and be on to, whatever next, that next opportunity that you hear about. It's always, always, always too soon to quit. Just, put in the effort and make a commitment to your success. It's that simple. It's always too soon to quit. Let's move on to that sixth attachment, guys. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, great question. Do you invest in yourself? Do you invest in yourself each month? I mean, really, do you invest in yourself in bringing in new materials, learning new materials to become more and more successful in your profession? If you're not, I'll say it again, go to my website. In this particular profession, just go to my website. There's all this free information there. Why do I provide it? Because I want to see you successful as well. So if you don't know where to go to invest yourself, just go to my website, tedkeysonline.com. You'll see a number of podcasts there to listen to, blog posts to read, videos to watch. Invest in yourself. And not only that, but do it every month. Add something new to your arsenal so you don't just stay here, that you keep climbing the success ladder. So always continue to invest in yourself. Let's move on to attachment number 7 there, which is my sixth freight sales success quote. This is going to be a little longer to explain, but it's valuable nonetheless. Remember, when you're calling your prospects and customers, I'm going to explain to you how to avoid getting to the failing and then eventually quitting stage. This is how you're going to avoid it, or you're going to avoid getting to the failing and then the quitting stage. The first thing you're going to do, all right, is you're going to create a new environment. I mean, if you're in your office right now, look around. Is it a mess, or is everything in order? Because if everything is in order, your loads and your ladder to success is going to be in order. But if everything is a mess right now, your loads are a mess. Your success plan is a mess. You decide, create a new environment. Not only create a new environment, but keep it that way, okay? Don't become a slob again. So that's the first thing you're going to do while avoiding getting to the failing and quitting stage. Second thing that you're going to do is you're going to cultivate new associations. That's the second thing. Cultivate new associations. Think about who you're hanging out with. Who are you talking to? Who is giving you advice on your freight sales career, or in your freight sales profession? Cultivate new associations. Not only that, but cultivate new associations with those who know more about you, know more about you in the profession than you do. If you're talking to people that have quit time after time after time in your life and in their life, separate yourself, or certainly don't talk business to them, because here's what they're going to do. They're going to tell you the same thing. That doesn't work. Why are you trying that? Why are you attempting that? You know, you're going to fail. You're going to quit. So the second thing you have to do is cultivate new associations, and cultivate them with individuals that know more about the profession than you do. Third thing you're going to do is you're going to access new information. All right, I'll say it again. Access new information. Where do I get new information? I'll say it again. Again, this is free. Go to my website, tedkeysonline.com. All right, just click on the podcast link, the blog post link, the video links. I've got 3 video links there that talk about 3 different aspects of this profession. Access new information. If you're just stuck here on a plateau, get more information, all right? You've got to get more information into your arsenal. That's the best and only advice I'm going to give you. Go to my website, take in whatever information you want there. But that's a third thing, access new information. The fourth thing you have to do is create a new mindset. That's the fourth thing, create a new mindset. How do you do that? Well, you first do it by moving more loads. You basically do it by taking care of the first 3. Once you take care of the first 3, then in the process, your mindset is created by creating a new environment, by cultivating new associations and accessing new information. You're in the process of creating a new mindset. So those are the 4 things that you have to do before getting to any failure or quitting stage. First thing, create new environment. Second thing, cultivate new associations. Third, access new information. Go to my website, tedkeysonline.com. Fourth thing is, in the process, you're going to create a new mindset. Those are the 6 forms of motivation that I have provided for you here today, and also talking about my topic today, top reasons freight sales agents fail. And again, they fail, but they keep going. The successful ones, they fail, but they keep going. This is not about quitting. This is about failing, realizing that you failed, make a turn, and do the opposite of what you failed at. Either way, great topic for today. In closing, in my Tuesday conference call today, I'll ask it again. Do you have any questions about what I went over today? Or more specifically, are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Yes? Give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. So great having you on the call today. I'll see you all again next week, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time on my Tuesday conference call. Take care, everybody. God bless you all. I'll see you all again next week. Bye-bye.